Hello, everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. And the very first shout out that I'm going to give is to the replay gang. How you guys doing? You came back to watch and had to listen to what I say about this thing they call DEI. For a quick little education for those of you who don't know what DEI is. DEI is an acronym that stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Basically, a practice that was put in place, in the employment base to stop discriminatory or slow down or try to counter discriminatory practices. And uh, when you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, they talk about including uh, people who aren't certain archetypes. Like basically, if you aren't a heterosexual white man, uh, but quite frankly, I believe that rabbit hole goes down a little further than that because that's what corporate media wants you to believe. But take it from real people like myself. One thing I will always encourage everyone to do is to do their research and not go for the knee jerk reaction every time. So all right, so let's give some shout outs here to people who were here earlier. APTV. 13 keys. He said this should be good. I'm getting tired of all this whining. So APTV will probably likely be in the replay game because this was this afternoon. We got Indigo Flow. What's good? Long live the habitual line steppers. Mark Nash TV, who was also here earlier, with a great idea. Don't forget to tap the like button on the way in the room. Black Pearl, salute Kev and chat. Revelator, the spirit of indifference. Salute Kev. Salute to you too. Ammo Shock Troop, what's good? Black Wall Street didn't operate on that DEI bullshit, so I don't understand why black folks are crying about it. Knowing damn well it never included us from the start, except those who are gay. Yeah, they're barely, because when they're black, they're tokenized, the the percentages show that. So the little small, the group, the loud minority, as we need to start calling them. As long as that loud minority is, given a voice and a microphone to speak that voice, uh, they're going to say what their corporate masters want them to say, and they're going to push whatever ideology because that's all it is. I don't know why they're push they the reason why they push, that black people, black somehow black people are included in DEI because they always use us to fight for. We are historically we are fighters, but don't get me wrong. It is not really a fight for ourselves. Now, I'll say this: when black men lead movements, it seems that way. It seems that way. Try to sit there and fight for, fight against injustices and such. And but outside of that, not really. But due to some revelations as of late, I have to kind of rethink certain things. But I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason why I'm going to talk about DEI tonight in the way that I'm going to talk about it, because it's it doesn't include black people, but I am tired, like not to such a great percentage to where we have to say anything about it. It's almost as if it didn't matter. It's just like business as usual. For those of us who are able to stay afloat, All we have to do is work a little hard. We don't, we're resilient. So I mean, I don't. I have yet to hear a black person come to me and say, "Hey, you know what? If it wasn't for DEI, we I wouldn't have got that job." Like, no. So anyway, yeah, DEI doesn't favor the straight black nuclear family. Sure doesn't. So I'm just getting a little warmed up here. So let me call out the members. That's something I haven't done in a while. And I ain't really like mean to just not do it. I mean, it's you guys deserve to be acknowledged. So as always, yeah, and I lost a few, but I've been underproducing, so I kind of deserve that. But for those of you who are still around, well, we have Greg, Aaron P, Phil Bradley, Mordecus, Indigo Flow, D Rock Den, American Negro News, Barry Little, Young Chill 11, Black Pearl, Revelator, the Spirit of Indifference. Thanks, for your and a sower seed. Thanks for your continued support, and thank you for believing in what I do over here. To the members, and um, if you are, if you want to become a member, that button is below the screen. But more so important than that, if it is your first time here to this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, so let's talk about this DEI thing a little bit more, if not extensively. I'm just a black man. Okay, I'm just a black man, and no, my life has not been impacted by DEI in a positive or negative way. It is. Let me see what the right view, and doesn't it doesn't matter to me. I think it's BS, and I don't think that I don't think or believe that it is really all that impactful. I mean, when you hear people say stuff like DEI is only for people like women, uh, immigrants, immigrants who go through the process uh, of becoming legal, uh, the alphabet community, what group am I forgetting? Oh yeah, non-black people of color. So it is of very little impact to blacks. And the thing is, when the TV says something, or news sources that are more corporate says something, we have a tendency to latch on to it. So if they say on TV enough times that DEI affects black people, man, they're trying to roll back your civil rights. Because I had to look into that, because it was like Trump trying to roll back civil rights, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act, and I'm looking at stuff up. It's just more bull. It's just they're just trying to make it. I mean, they were trying to conflate him rolling back DEI and saying that he's going to roll back civil rights. So what are we gonna do? So okay, so it says DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion, uh, which we define as follows: diversity is the presence of differences in dimensions of human identity, which I already don't like. Differences in dimensions of human identity. In other words, what they're trying to do is they're trying to complicate something that is very simple. Just say something like different races and different genders. Just say that. The difference in dimensions of human identity, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to do all this social construct crap. Like, I really can't stand people sometimes. Someone I was having a discussion with someone, they was like, "You're confusing gender and sex. Gender is a social construct. That mean that there could be different genders." I was like, "Different genders of what? There's only male and female. And that's really how it's always been. It's like, except for the like I said, the occasional person that has both. That happens too. So they are the way they are where they were born. So let them make the decision on that. But all of this trying to come up with your own shit, like did build the gender crap that goes on these college campuses. Nah. And this is what they talk about when they say shit like diversity. Now the equity part is this simple. They switched it from equal because I think it used to be diversity, equality, and inclusion, if I'm not mistaken. But they moved the goalpost to equity. Equity basically is and I don't want to sound stupid when I say this. I believe a Marxist principle that everyone, no matter what the amount of work that they do, no matter how hard they work or how little they work, that everyone deserves to end up in the same spot. No matter where you begin, everybody needs to be in the same spot in the end, which is bullshit. If I don't work as hard as the next man, I don't deserve to be where he is. That's just an opening to give a sorry weird motherfucker a chance. I mean, in this space, we talk about standard, standard, standard. This that shit sounds like a lowering of standards. I think any man that's worth his weight in salt wouldn't put up with such a thing. Inclusion, wanting that feeling of belonging to a bunch of people that don't like you. Imagine that. Imagine made to be. Imagine being made to accept someone. Imagine that. I'm sort of a dick. I don't pride myself in it. I'm just, a lot of people would perceive it that way because I don't care about kissing someone's ass just to make them feel good about themselves and to make them feel included. I mean, that level of selfishness is for babies. I'm serious. Babies, toddlers, children, up until a certain age. Once you get old enough to be able to complete a 4-word sentence, hey, cut that shit out. Develop some backbone. Why do I want to be included with people that don't like me? That's why I be talking about white acceptance sometimes. Please include me in your white games. Like, I don't know, shit. Me, I don't know. I always envision myself like, maybe I was the only kid in the world that thought if I was Rudolph and the reindeer didn't want to include me in their reindeer games, if I had a middle finger, I would have stuck it up to them. I don't know. I just think that when you talk about how much you want to be included in something that you had nothing to do with, that's a weak look. Why the fuck do I want to be included in some bullshit that you got going? I'd rather worry about what I got going. I want to be included. You guys are cool over. Like, get the fuck out of here. But some people need that. The world ain't about, the bubble in which I think that it should be, or what makes sense. But this concept has allowed too much debauchery and lack of common sense. Even with hiring practices, I acknowledge that yes, there have been dubious hiring practices. There have been good old boys clubs. It's kind of hard to break glass ceilings in certain levels of employment. I know a little bit about that, but but as a man, you're taught like that the excuses should become far and few between, if any. So it's kind of hard to roll with that kind of mentality. What what if like everybody else be begging for this diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we got black people crying because yeah, because we protest every fucking thing. So they want to make them say they want a virtue signal and say, hey, you know what, black people, even though diversity hires, DEI hires, even though you only represent 4% of that, 4%, they're trying to take something from black people. Yeah, yeah, I've heard a couple content creators here and there push this idea that anti DEI people are like they're just using DEI as some type of racist dog whistle. And I just got through with saying something like, everybody, is not going to think within my bubble. So, with that being said, I don't think it's a racist dog whistle. You should always want to hire the best person for the job, the most capable people for the job. So, I'm going to say something very controversial. If it is a capable white man versus an incapable black man, they should not hire the incapable black man. That's going to be controversial to some people. That probably is going to make somebody want to, I'm unsubbing this fucker. I don't care. The real ones are going to stay in. I'm not trying to gaslight. So, what we don't need is a bunch of incapable people being put in positions just because we feel as if it's the right thing to do because this group was underrepresented. I could care less. As a black man, as a person that's supposed to be in one of these diverse groups, but let me tell you a truth, black man. DEI does not include you either. It's not intended for you. See, here's the problem with you trying to, you know, fat motherfuckers like Roland Martin. Here's the problem with you trying to include yourself in DEI. You got too many of these motherfuckers on these whiny publications trying to push the idea that straight black men want to be like white men. And cowards like this motherfucker doesn't address it. He never will. Bleep, 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 bleep. You supposed to vote Democrat. You niggas finna see now. You niggas finna see now. Man, shut up. Man, we've already seen it. If you've been on this planet long enough, you got to understand as a black man. And then for a lot of you younger guys, like that's creating your own shot, I see you. But a lot of y'all niggas simps. Some of y'all ain't no better than Roland Martin. You may not as be as dedicated to the Democrats as Roland, but shit. Niggas ain't finna see shit. I want black men to see the truth. And I mean, like, this, stop signing up for everything because somebody wants you to do it. I know that racist, cucks, when I say racist cucks, I'm really speaking about an archetype of white man. I know they, I know they kind of twisted up the acronym and say didn't earn it, which in some cases may be true. I mean, from what I hear, the DEI hires have to be qualified for their jobs. But this is not our fight. I get tired of motherfuckers like this. I get tired of somebody, and a lot of people say that, we hear in these spaces, in these black men spaces, whatever space, whatever label you want to stick on it. I'll say that much. Let me see. I've lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Them damn gummies. But I was trying to make some point, like, about black men. I'm sure I'll get back to it. But anyway, this is bullshit. DEI is bullshit. We know them racist white boys talk about, didn't earn it. But at the same time, is scummy and as racist as some of these motherfuckers are. And this is a guy from Montgomery, Alabama talking to you. I don't like none of the motherfuckers. But, you know, you gotta understand that some people, they're not always wrong. They're not always wrong. And, black men have to continue to challenge this shit. The Pookie and Ray Ray show. What is the overwhelming majority of DEI white women, black women, and LGBT? No, blacks are only at 4%. Black. Let me do this real quick. They say don't believe every internet meme, but because this whole thing was started by Democratic Shield, uh, Al Sharpton. He was the one that suggested that we should protest all of the businesses that want to pull out of the DEI hats. And here is the list of businesses that we should be protesting. Let me see if I can blow that up for you. But if black people only make up 4% of the hires, as reported by Black Enterprise, let me show you the screenshot real quick. Let me see. Is this it? Well, that's a chart. Chief Diversity Officer, statistic by race, gender. And then you see right below unknown, which is a higher percentage than black or African American. I mean, oh yeah, I was supposed to blow that shit up. Boom, right there. Unknown is higher than black African American. How unknown beat us out? Shoot. But let's see. Let me see. I can show you the Black Enterprise screenshot. Oh, there it is. Black Enterprise. That's a publication that's been around for a long time, since I was a little boy. Black people only comprise of 4% of DEI positions in the workplace. That's black men and black women. So although there are mouthpieces. What up, RPO? Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I think you're laughing because of that. So I trust competency over diversity. I trust capableness and common sense over just hiring someone. I mean, I will say this: it's wrong to not hire someone based on certain characteristics. But okay, let me put it to you like this, and this is going to sound a bit what they like to call, chauvinistic, sexist, or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm just throwing those words out there because I know everybody doesn't think like me. Say you are a manager at Hooters. You are a hiring manager at Hooters. You're I'm trying to find a way to say okay. So to you guys are watching it. If you're in the replay game, put it in the comment section. So if you're a hiring manager, okay, and I know that this is a question more so for the men. Who would you rather what image you want set for an actual Hooters girl? I ain't talking about kitchen staff. I'm talking about the actual servers, the Hooters girl. Would you hire oh shit, I should have had a picture for this. I just thought about this question, but you know these things. Would you hire someone that looks like a okay, who's the it chick these days? Like because there's a lot of trashy ones out there. I'm just trying to think of a beautiful one. Yeah, but whatever you like, beautiful, slender, nice little perky, top. She's very shapely. Would you rather hire that, or for the sake of diversity, equity, and inclusion, hire a woman, a female, to be a Hooters waitress, but she's like a 6 foot big back? I don't know if y'all seen that video of KSI and that girl talking about some. She looked like Mark Henry, or people say she looked like Mark Henry or something like that. Yeah, some like that. And I hate to do that too. I mean, I know she was black, but come on now. Megan Good, Megan Fox. Oh, okay, well, let's see Megan Good. We gonna keep it ebony. I'm not a Dr. Umar. I'm not some slow tip for about any stretch of the imagination. We're just gonna say that. In shape, very attractive. In shape, very attractive. Yeah, you're not gonna choose a 6 foot big back. You're not gonna do that. The one that look like that, she watch Wigatron. And there it is in black and white. Yeah. The group that it benefits the most, from what I understand, is white women. That's why affirmative action is no more. Or when you do it more so for white women, like those white women with them carrying cuts, the one that be screaming in the middle of the street because Donald Trump won the presidency. Those kinds, those are the ones that benefit the most. Those Kathleen Kennedy types, because they made women a minority. White women, like, they got in those positions, and guess what? Everything is just redistributed back into the white community, thus defeating the practices of such like affirmative action, or what they say DEI was intended for. That's why I say fuck them fucking people. Fuck DEI. It's not helping. If anyone disagree, I'll drop the link in a second. If anyone disagrees, if DEI actually helped you, I mean, I know I don't have a mega crowd or here or anything, but if anybody watching right now, if anybody watching right now has somehow benefited from DEI, and they just want to say, "Hey, kid, You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. DEI has benefited many black people. It's saving the black community. DEI is saving the black. No, it's not. It's a scam. Yeah, it's a marketing strategy. It, it's a grift, so to speak. Just like the alphabet community entrenched in everything. That's a grift. Ninjas make me sick. Ninjas like Roland Martin. Ninjas like Jim Clyburn. Ninjas like Jasmine Crockett. Uh-oh. Some small voice out there saying, man, kid, that's a black one. Like, saying some.
Man, that's a female.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Just be virtue signaling. Talk about what black people been through. And then when it comes to policy making, it's always for somebody like illegal immigrants and some other groups of people. That's what these people do. But when it's time to fight for something, let's get black people all riled up. This affects you too, black man. No, it doesn't. The only way it's affecting me is it's annoying the fuck out of me. The way a lot of people are just sitting up here and acting like, yeah, oh my God, shoot, I don't care. Yeah, DEI is helping these people. This is the kind of people, and I'm not saying that no, they don't deserve jobs and stuff. They need to go back to their own. I'm not saying any of that. But this is DEI is helping. Like I said non-black people of color. I would have had some other pictures, but I had to think about this shit. It's like, I had to put up a picture of the gay people. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. People get the idea. Jeffrey Whitlock was good. Agree with you 100%. Black Enterprise and McKinsey and Company have researched it and said advance only 4% black, 80% plus white women. Yeah. Keep it in the white community. Keep WS going as much as you can. If you think that white women became feminists because they hate white men, you are a motherfucking fool. Anything that furthers anything white, anything. Because I'm a woman, I'm a minority group. No, that was a trick. And these black politicians, the few that the ones that get in, the ones that serve that party that's supposed to be for black folks, they champion those kinds of positions. They get those people to fight, like people like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and people like that been fighting a long time to secure policies for other people. And now in 2025, there are certain people that just now seeing through the bullshit. That's sad. That is extremely sad. I am so sick of seeing our people fight for like, let me turn to another slide before they think I'm showing some type of aggression. You see that that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Look at that. Elon Musk with the Nazi salute. Stop being fucking surprised when you see some white person do some racist shit. Shoot, I'm not making excuses. Yeah. So and black folks so riled up about diversity, equity, and inclusion, why are y'all trying to cancel motherfuckers? It's such a fucking contradiction. I know I'm cursing a lot, but at one moment you're talking about DEI because you want to be all chummy with different colors and races and people who believe in having sex with different shit. You want to be chummy with them, but y'all trying to cancel folks just because they have performed somewhere. You're some y'all so fucking childish. Then take a DEI. Oh my God, my civil rights. My rights. Oh, my rights. I ain't got nothing against no other group of people coming to this country to get jobs. Don't get me wrong. I ain't got no problem with that. If they're the right fit for the job, they're the right fit for the job. If there's a bunch of Indian people working tech jobs, hey, and if they're good at that shit, they're keeping our shit secure. Hey, if they're the right people for the job, hey, there's nothing you can say about that. Unless you're a racist motherfucker and just don't care. I mean, shit, you say what you want, then I'm not co-signing it. But we just, some of us black folks, we just don't, and I get it. We don't want people bypassing the capable black people. And that happens, and that's been a regular practice since I don't know when. That's why you got people on these platforms, on websites, in books preaching to you about, hey, you know what? This probably over here ain't gonna work. Here's a few directions you can go, and it's up to you to take the information and and do what you want to with it. Like Nelly and Snoop Dogg, people who got too much money to give a fuck about people whining on the internet. That TDS is something else. It really is. It is so serious. Getting paid. Like, oh boy. And then you got people like Roland Farden right here. Getting mad, trying to shame other black people for not rolling with his Democratic buddies. Because all he wanted to do was he wanted old Kamala to win so he could sit his fat ass in the White House and beg for a fucking job. So they'll fight for any position that these people champion. DEI, hormone blockers. Shoot. Niggas with wigs reading to kids at kindergarten. Now, let's just say what it is. And it ain't even so much black folks, man. It ain't. It's the white folks, man. The weirdo motherfuckers. The motherfuckers that just graduated from the college campus with safe spaces and shit. We can't really put it all on us. D-Rock Den was good. The TDS is at an all-time high with black. And it's because it's because all we do is listen to the goddamn TV tell us what to be mad about. It is something that, like, the people who fall for that shit should feel stupid. They should feel really stupid about it. Oh my God, the TV said Trump was Hitler. I'm like, what? Is that true? How? Oh my God. I tell you, just the TDS is so bad. How's the cult calling somebody else a cult? Vote blue no matter who. That's the most cultish shit I've ever heard in my life. They're the vote blue no matter who people crying about DEI. Oh man, look, what's the next thing they're gonna be mad about? I mean, shit, the Elon Musk Nazi salute. Ooh, yeah, that was kind of weird. That was really weird. Hey, Art Newstall, what's good, man? You see Roland Martin with the steak face? Yeah, yeah. That's the vote like a black woman face right there. After the election. Shoot. Yeah, these guys are the fucking pits. But, let's go to the ridiculous for a second. It is President Trump really blaming DEI for the DC plane crash? If I'm not mistaken, a plane collided with a helicopter. If that's the case, there was some dumbass elements at stake. How? That's a mistake of great magnitude. But see, when you don't give a fuck, you say crazy shit. And right now we got President I don't give a fuck. Executive order, executive order, executive order. And I'm not even complaining. Just say voting blue no matter who is what fucked up black from the yeah. You are in a perpetual circle of it's like a subtle begging and pleading, but it's past the point of insanity because it's never going to happen. Let me tell each and every one of you something. If I'm a politician and you're just giving me your vote, I ain't gonna give a fuck about doing shit for you if I'm just gonna automatically get it. What I gotta promise these people? Look, I ain't gotta work that hard for them. They give me their vote anyway. That's how it goes. Y'all talk about this man all y'all want. You got to deal with this man for the next 4 years. 4 years of not giving a fuck. 4 years of the not giving a fuck that Democrats should have done when they had the chance. This is why Democrats are losing support. Oh man, I heard about that RFK Jr. like that RFK versus Bernie Sanders. I gotta watch that shit because they're trying to get RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard confirmed, and I hope they get confirmed. Because see, the thing is, they're former Democrats. They weren't ball clubbing it like the establishment Democrats, so they got the hell on, as they say. And don't worry, I'm not trying to just vilify the Democrats and just say that the Republicans are great, because a lot of the Republicans that supported killing DEI, like don't ever forget that many of them are still racist fucks. Shoot, don't trust them motherfuckers as far as you can throw them. But to quote a president, a past president, or a president from what he said in the past, there are good people on both sides. Okay. All right. When people think you're crazy and you say crazy shit, Trump rails against DEI after DC plane crash, but it doesn't apply to air traffic controllers. Okay, yes, because the news wants to call out Trump every chance they get. This is ABC News. ABC News also is the organization that is over The View. So if you watch The View and you take it seriously, I would like to have a discussion with you on what medication you're on. So yeah, if you believe that The View is nah, I mean a lot of people bash The View, so let me stop. President Donald Trump on Thursday claimed, without citing evidence, that diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives for air traffic controllers at the Federal Aviation Administration under Democratic presidents were partly to blame for the tragic plane and helicopter collision in Washington on Wednesday night. The air disaster occurred as an American Airlines passenger jet approaching Reagan Washington National Airport collided with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter on a routine training flight. What? so I can see, part of it. Okay, there's a trainee in a helicopter. Like that's which if a plane is in the area, that's a recipe for a disaster automatically. But we're not going to make light of this. People died. Uh, I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first, and they put politics at a level that nobody's ever seen. Trump told reporters in the White House briefing room, referring to the policies, even as the investigation into what happened is just getting underway. This is the first major commercial airline crash in the United States since 2009, when 50 people died after a plane crashed while landing near Buffalo Niagara International Airport. Had to say it's terrible, he said. But the thing is, the problem I will have with this, and I'm not on some Trump TDS bandwagon when I say this, is that, you know, the exploitation of death to further a cause is not a good look. That those are very bad those, those are very bad optics. Trump then signed an executive order later Thursday that appointed Christopher, that looks like Rocklaw, a 22-year veteran of the FAA, as acting commissioner of the agency, which he had said would do in the briefing. Okay, I mean, the guy's got experience. And he signed a second executive order aimed at undoing all of that damage caused by the Biden administration's DEI and woke policies. We want the most competent people. We don't care what race they are, the president said. If they don't have a great brain, a great power of the brain, they're not going to be very good at what they do, and bad things will happen. You know, uh, when you say facts that are super fucking obvious, but you say it and you try to make it sound good. Sound like you just a wise motherfucker when it's so simple. Of course, god damn it. If they don't have a great brain, a great power of the see, I gotta see the audio because the news twist up so much shit. I just like this like mainstream media, like I'm one of those people that lost trust in it. Like, shit, so much context be removed. Like, but I know Trump kind of crazy. Like the power of the brain but what he's saying is obvious. Of course, they're not going to be very good at what they do, and bad things will happen. A great power of the brain. That's like saying, yeah, let's get I ain't gonna say monkey because yeah, that's like saying, yeah, let's get a monkey to, let's give him some air traffic control lights and let him control traffic because, he doesn't have a great power of the brain. Like, so many places you go with that. When asked, oh, okay, this is an important part. When asked in the earlier briefing by ABC News, Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce whether he was saying the crash was a result of diversity hiring, Trump said, "We don't know. What caused the crash, and investigators are still looking into that. It just could have been. We have a high standard. We had a much higher standard than anyone else." Art of the deal is, boy. Oh, okay. This is where it gets ABC newsy. Even as he made unfounded claims about the FAA's diversity initiatives being a factor in the disaster, he said the Army helicopter crew would be at fault and claimed he wasn't blaming the air traffic controller who communicated with the helicopter. Oh, okay. Yeah, details. Details are very important. He's blaming the Army helicopter crew. Now, I'm not in the Army. You see spurts of things that happen on the internet, on TV, but to get a true picture of things, uh, I would need to speak to someone who is in the Army or has been in the Army And I would want to know, is this diversity thing really that serious as far as our armed services? Because I've seen a couple TikTok videos. That's why they want TikTok taken down, because you so much shit on there, like so much shit. So I mean, a lot of people speaking freely. When asked how he could come up to the conclusion that the FAA diversity policies had something to do with the disaster, he said, "Because I have common sense, okay, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't." Saying some shit like, "Okay, it's up to the perception of the viewer on the level of common sense that is on display by President Trump." But he is definitely correct about the lot of people don't have common sense part. I would definitely say he is correct about that. Common sense ain't that common. But still, you sound fucking crazy. Like, oh, okay. Oh, they got remarks right here. Hopefully, yeah, that's 17 minutes. I ain't finna go through the whole 17 minutes. Yeah. Shoot, maybe I'll break it down in another video or something like that. But you know, you got something in the title that contradicts something in the article itself, because although ABC News is kind of biased, what some people say with left leaning, they have to maintain some level of credibility. But having the View under your umbrella does not help that much at all. Like, you have a show that continually gets roasted because of the strong emotional opinions. So, all right. But it, like, say the context is literal and this was true. Oh, look at the wording. Trump rails against DEI after DC plane crash, but it doesn't apply to air traffic controllers. Uh okay. Okay. Yeah. It's like they brought, you know how people bring in straw man arguments that don't make any sense. They have a straw man argument against their own title. You got to look out for shit like that. So, all right. So, should I drop the link? But yeah, the will of the people. The will of the people. People who voted for Donald Trump wanted these policies gone. They wanted DEI gone. I will tell you, the strongest representation, no pun intended, of DEI is in your television shows and movies. Your entertainment media has been entrenched with DEI policies. Anybody who knows Judge Dre talked about ESG scores a while back. I mean, it, like, you have to have you know this amount of this archetype, this amount of that archetype, and you can even see the negatives of DEI in that, because although they try to push that it includes black people, you don't see too much of a family dynamic. Like, you don't see like more than like two straight black guys or some shit like that. Or two straight black family men. But we're supposed to be talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, this is why everybody's like sick of whatever Disney does. Disney, when I was a kid, used to be captivating. It was magical. I remember when I was younger, like we didn't have premium channels when you know, as you know, a premium channel is a channel that you pay for that shows like blockbuster movies and specials, and they let they don't censor their material. People aren't stupid on my channel who watches. Yeah, Disney Channel used to be a premium channel, but in today's world, they do it. They give you Disney in certain packages on your cable, internet, whatever you do. Uh, however you roll. But Disney used to be, I used to love like when they would do the premium channel free weekends. And I used to love when Disney did it because you got to watch all of their stuff. Like, I don't want to say Song of the South, but they played Song of the South so much, with Uncle Remus. But because of DEI policies, they have since then scrapped their movie from their library. We used to watch Puff the Magic Dragon. What else? The Fox and the Hound. I mean, like Lady and the Tramp. All of the old Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, all that stuff. You know what that material didn't do? It didn't lecture the children on how they should include different groups of people. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, now people just want Disney to stop making stuff. Seriously. Not saying that this is our biggest problem. This is the biggest thing that we need to be worried about, but it is the biggest example. You know how they keep fucking up these television shows with what they like to call woke. I read a lot of comments in articles. I go to the comment section. A lot of people go to the comment section. It's a regular thing. Don't feel like that you're wasting your time. Maybe you're just make time pass. Maybe you're just doing something to make the time pass, or maybe you're just basically doing whatever the fuck you want and fuck everybody if they don't like it. That could be the case. But I go to the comments and people start misrepresenting the context of the word woke. And I've said it several times but for the sake of this show and DEI being called woke, I'm going to present the context that I believe that's being talked about when someone says woke. Like woke is fucking up everything. Uh hmm. Woke is basically putting someone in place base because people, I would say the makers or creators feel like it's time to have that archetype of person in that place to do that, have that lead position. Like, say for instance, like the hero has always been a man. And then every time this man is included, in the lead role, it's a blockbuster film. So many blockbuster films that include, men as the lead roles. Somebody comes along and says, "Hey, you know what? There need to be more lead roles with women in it," which is no problem. I would say, if the role fits a capable lead actress, that should be never be any problem with that. But the problem is with the whole woke fucking up everything. When they put the actress in the lead role, they try to make this woman some symbol of feminism, strong feminism. She's in charge. Men tried to hold her back, but hear her roar. And although, oh yeah, yeah. Let me continue to talk about the characteristics. She's really good at everything. She's perfect the first time. There's nothing she can't do. She doesn't face any challenges that she can't overcome because it's in the writing. She's an obnoxious bitch. And what her role does is gaslight the audience into believing that the only reason you believe she's obnoxious is because she's a woman. This lead actress cucks the men. And let me tell you something. They call that kind of character Mary Sue. Black men in roles along with Mary Sue lead roles don't do very good. Black men are side characters. They're docile. They're pushovers. Or catch this, they're gay. That's included in the woke package. Or if he has any masculinity about him, he's problematic. But that doesn't happen too much in woke. So that's that's one aspect of it. That's one aspect, lead character Mary Sue hates men, everyone loves her. She's perfect at everything. Uses the dialogue she has on screen to lecture men. Lecture men now, not women, lecture men. About, checking men on their male privilege. They might have the token black character, virtue signal racism. They're probably gonna have a guy gay couple in there too. Like it's just, and this is a description of your average Marvel film right now. And these women always have the Karen cut. Let me look up Karen cut. White Karen haircut. Oh well, Mary Sue. Let me look up Mary Sue. Because Mary Sue is like in the woke element as far as television and film. Mary Sue. I shouldn't go that far into it though. But let me let's see. Okay. All right. No, I can't. I don't have anything really. Real. I don't have anything to show you for real. I'm not coming up with any good examples. Robert Nelson was good. Marcus Romero Productions MRP was good. Said, well, Kevin, the hero executives are mostly gay. They reject the nature of manhood, duty, honor, and defense. Doing what's right when it's difficult. That is a very, very decent, strong point. That's why I like Supercell. Supercell was refreshing. Supercell on Netflix. If any of you still have a Netflix account, because they keep jacking up the monthly price of Netflix. I mean, shit, stop doing that shit. We're supposed to be a prosperous country. Shit. But yeah, look, here's the point. Here's the point I'm going to make. Nobody has a problem with a female lead. No one does. No one has a problem with a female lead. But put the same effort into when you're writing the male characters. Put just the same effort. It's possible. Look at Ellen Ripley. People started getting lazy. You done went from Ellen Ripley to She-Hulk. They're trying like that She-Hulk. Like if for those of you who for those of you who had Disney Plus accounts, I'll tell you something. I was actually kind of pumped. Who says pumped nowadays? But I was pumped when I heard that She-Hulk was getting her own show because I always liked the gamma power characters, like the Hulk characters. Like I like all of Hulk, Abomination, the leader, She-Hulk, Red Hulk a little bit. For those of you like who go check out that new Captain America film that's is coming out in like 14, 15 days. The white boys are roasting it because they want a white man to be Captain America. But if this movie has shitty writing, I'm gonna roast that movie so bad on this channel. I will promise you that. But if it's good, it's good. But I don't want us as black men to be used as pawns, for their DEI games. And this is a movie that had to be reshot a few times. Like I'm talking about Captain America, uh, Brave New World. So I hope the reshoots were worth it because for them to have to reshoot it to the extent that they did, it was bullshit. It had to have been bullshit. It's probably the same like I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into it a little bit too much. Yeah. Oh yeah, comic books too. Comic books too. Yeah, they got a lot of weirdos writing comics these days. And then like when people say their comic book sucks, they attack them on Twitter. Fuck you, you bigot. You don't have to buy my comic book. No, we're not going to. We'll buy manga instead. But that's to me, that's the more prevalent example of DEI because I ain't seen no DEI shit come around there. They talk about Walmart to pull it out of DEI. So don't which is why I think this shit is so stupid because you don't see nothing but black employees at Walmart and other nationalities. They had like before DEI, it was nothing but white men working at these places. Like all white men, maybe a few white women. People are dumb as fuck. Like you didn't need that shit. What is we's gonna do? The white man said that we need DEI. No, what we need to do is start the path to where we have our own utopian colony set up. Just and everybody just give each other opportunities, or we can live by the barter system. We trade goods for goods. Like, I mean, if it's that bad. If you guys believe that DEI is going to impact you so much to the point where you're not going to get any more opportunities, man, look, especially you, black man, because this is who I'm talking to in particularly. I mean, anybody else can feel free to listen. Some of this message includes you too. I mean, because when I say anybody, I mean that the groups that it intends to help, non-black people of color, and look, this whole black and brown coalition thing. I'm not telling y'all what to do with y'all lives, but at the end of the day, if you're black in a black and brown coalition, my belief is that you're being used. You're being used. And you can get as mad as you want with a ninja like me because I said it. If the TV was right, man, you niggas is fucked up. The brothers. But I noticed, Kev, all American media is anti-black male being the hero, yet it's ironic that get the whole concept from African mythology and now Valley culture. Well, that's the information they want to suppress. They don't want to push that kind of thing because, it's might actually be a good image for us black men. But one of the keys is to stop begging them to recognize us, and the ones of the many of us that decide to go with the truth. We just use the power of that instead of them trying to crush us into just believing what they want to believe. All the little, you know, some of it's racist garbage, some of it is misandrous garbage. Black people used during the 1960s too. I rethought a lot of my stances on Dr. Martin Luther King because at the same time, if I can't say he was not effective, I cannot say that. That would not be fair to say. But nobody ever gained any kind of position with the turn the other cheek thing. Just getting our asses whooped, getting hosed down and shit, dogs sicked on us, and it is just the average person. You hit the average person in 2025. My expectation is that person defends themselves. So it's so many nuances to it. Is a complicated thing, but I, I I wouldn't lead people into getting smacked upside their head like I wouldn't. Malcolm X didn't do that. Like Kev, if they wanted this latest movie to work, they could have brought Luke Cage and introduced Blue Marvel. Yeah, they don't want strong black male titular characters. If they wanted that, they should have recast T'Challa when they had the chance. They didn't. They was taught they what they tried to do was they tried to throw Ryan Coogler and a couple people he was working with under the bus and trying to say that those guys decided that they wouldn't recast T'Challa, Black Panther, in a 5-minute meeting. And I'm not trying to minimize the impact of Chadwick Boseman had in people's lives, but it's my belief and the belief of many others that Chadwick Boseman and the Boseman family wanted the character of T'Challa to live on. Disney did not push that. Disney said, to hell with that shit. We're not recasting. Ryan Coogler, we're paying you enough money. We'll pay you a little bit more money to go out there and say, hey, it was a 5-minute meeting over lunch. Yet and still DEI. That's the hypocrisy of DEI. That's a lot of the reason why I don't give a fuck if it's dead. True, but Trump, he racist. I mean, whatever. I mean, y'all want to believe about racism. I have my beliefs about racism too. And anytime anybody wants to have that conversation, hey, we can do that. And if the person that disagrees with me doesn't act like a complete butthurt, scary ass conservative, like shit, I'm game. Or liberal. I'm not very fond of liberals either. In fact, I'll tell you this: the interactions I've had with conservatives are a bit better. Black conservatives now. I don't give a fuck about, why you know what I'm talking about. But those interactions are more positive than with black liberals or black Democratic voters. If you're not 100% on board with the Democratic ideology, If you're not completely on board with that, black Democratic voters will start to insult you. Now, white Democratic voters are pretty rabid too, but trying to think about my audience here. Mordecus was good. Member of the channel says people crying over DEI going away is substantiating the talking points conservatives on Twitter have. Yeah. People that you don't want to sound like they make sense just because some of the positions they have taken in the past, like say for instance in ABL and Officer Tatum, both of which have called Daniel Penny a hero. Daniel Penny is a killer, by the way. But, according to them, Daniel Penny is Captain America. And speaking of Captain America, I got a little comment about that. Yeah, a comment Anthony Mackie made and Chris Evans backed it up, stirred up a little controversy. Yeah. But my point about ABL and Officer Tatum is those guys call themselves conservatives. They consider themselves conservatives. And although they have in many times taken some position that was sort of coonish, when they speak about DEI and what you see and the examples of DEI that you see, these guys sound like they're damn fucking scholars. Kev, this new DEI was having gays and white women. Yeah, it was not benefiting black men. Were the ones always being attacked in the areas of activity. Yeah. One of the precursors to, I would say, DEI, or DEI was before DEI, was that the Black Lives Matter mission statement on their website. Because they was talking about some, that it was an attack on straight black men and black dads. That people in the black community, the men also have to understand that there are several different dynamics of family. It's not just one nuclear family and all this other stuff, and sexism and misogyny. Like on Black Lives Matter, this is supposed to be about black men and black women who have been unjustly murdered by the police, and they're sitting up there putting their fucking agendas in that. And it was like, I lost all interest in Black Lives Matter as an organization after that. But that website was DEI written before DEI was DEI. Kev, I have an unpopular and controversial opinion. Alrighty. See, here's the thing, Marcus Romero Productions. We welcome a difference of opinion. I mean, unpopular with who? Me? I'm one person. But you good, bro. Like, so go ahead and say it. Like, if I disagree with it, I disagree with it. But hey, I know how to be respectful about it. Yeah. But the purpose of this broadcast is, why are black people beating this drum? Why are they mad about DEI being eliminated? Why are they upset with why are any of us upset at all about it when it doesn't even really benefit us? 4%, if people think 4% is big enough, I got a bridge to sell you in China. Man, look, man, and not saying that black people are entitled to anything that we did not earn, hence the sarcastic acronym of DEI, didn't earn it. And that was what some racist white dude came up with. Didn't earn it. And the ones that usually say shit like that is the ones that got mad at Vivek Ramaswamy for saying that. Basically saying that, white people. Vivek Ramaswamy said about white people what white people say about black people, being lazy and unambitious, and entitled, which, Vibert, that was true. That was true. And that was something that not only needed to be said, it needs to be reinforced. Man, shit. The white folks, especially the white women that have benefited off of DEI, they are the most didn't earn it people ever. Shoot. Shoot. Think about it. Like way, way back in the day, I was working at a restaurant. One thing I noticed, was about working in that setup was no matter how good the black guys were, if a white guy came in, they did their best to express to give the express route to management and above for that white dude if he worked even a little bit hard. And it's true. I mean, I had the competitive spirit, and then I had the wherewithal to understand that this probably is not my last stop. But when you call a spade, I'm not saying that they didn't earn it. I'm just saying the level of earning is set different for certain groups of people. And, as long as you breathe and you exist, you have to understand and realize that there are other games in town, if you know what I mean. You ain't got to stay playing the same game. There are different games, just like you got different PlayStation games, which is basically just analogies for you can always go find something else as long as you are a capable human being. You don't have to sit there and beg anybody for acceptance or how they say inclusion. Don Jizzle interracial culture hashtag SYSBM bros is already going off, y'all. Yeah, DEI Kamala Harris. Like, and she lost, and I don't believe she ever has a chance of becoming president unless like there's some miraculous rebuild. If it if she were to somehow get president in 2028 or 2032, they won't be calling Donald Trump's second presidency the biggest comeback in political history. That would be the biggest comeback in political history because at this point, I don't see how that would ever happen. She was the wrong person when she quit her presidential bid in 2020. She was the wrong person in 2024, obviously, because over 74 million Americans decided that. And that was a popular vote. To hell with DEI. Anybody doesn't agree? Yeah, I ain't gonna be mad at you. I know how to act like a sensible human being. There's too many of you ninjas out there that get so mad and pussy hurt because someone disagrees with you. Not Kevin. Not at all. I know how to have a discussion. All right. That link is for anybody that might think that DEI is a helpful thing. Or, if you want to support the whole DEI wasn't gonna do shit and it's just a way to, put black folks in the back of the bus once again. And then you look at the person that gets the job and they're like, oh, that person is not white. That person is not a white man. What can you? It's diversity. It's inclusion. It's equity. What's up, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power? Yes, I was finally able to do a live stream. We're gonna get it back popping up in here. Yeah. Most of all, because I found some gummies. I'm just playing. But I did find some gummies. Uh but most of all because I like doing this. He used TikTok as a way to boost his image, so now he's in office. He'll go ahead and ban it for real. Yeah. Why would Trump need to keep TikTok around? Why? For his next presidential bid? He's not getting another one. I keep hearing that they're trying to introduce a bill that will give Trump a third term, but at the same time trying to block Obama from running again as well, which is blatant. And I don't think something like that is going to happen. But why would he need to stick like? But TikTok is income. You know what? I actually don't like it when people say stuff like, "Oh, get a real job." Stop. The way this society is going right now, I respect the hustle of anybody as long as you're not harming anyone else. I'm not going to hate on you losing your TikTok income because many of us who are up here on YouTube, you know, all of us would love to make it. Would love to make it. Would love to make this our primary income. So I ain't gonna never hate on nobody. You got a lot of little sneak dissing and a little hating here and there, and they're grifters, they're misery merchants. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Oh, like you hear a lot of bitching like that, depending on what channel you go to. But I'm not gonna hate on the hustle because I'm up here too. Facts, Kev. Here in the tri-state area, a lot of black men go for the truck driving jobs, tech, higher travel gigs, and traveling nurses. Black dudes in that field up here now in PA. Yeah, getting that money. We have to be resilient because see, we're in 2025. We don't have excuses. We don't have anything like DEI to fall back on. Or would ever want something like that because it sounds weird. I'm just saying that right now. It sounds weird. DEI gonna catch a DDT. It already did. So you know who else catching a DDT? Like the motherfuckers that they starting that little ice like shit. Ice is serious with that shit. Get the fuck out of here. What you sound like as a black man? Oh man, the DEI. Oh DEI, where's going? Oh, where's going DEI? Like, stop. Obama had a third term via Biden. Yeah. No, Joe Biden's mind was gone. So who was running the country? He had a mental. Joe Biden had a mental decline in 2020, and he won the election, which many would say under dubious circumstances, but because of the January 6th insurrection, that has been overshadowed quite a bit. So things have to be done right. You hire based on qualifications. Yep, said that earlier, and that makes sense. You know, if the big strong guy wants to be a fireman, and the chunky, and forgive me for using certain archetypes. When I say chunky, I will say a. Yeah, if I say big back, that mean too. Okay, I already use big back. I would say a 6'4" person that looks like they don't do push-ups or even go walking. That just happens to be a woman. Wants to be a fire person. Or a fire they them or whatever. Who am I gonna hire? Am I gonna do 6-foot womans, or am I going to hire the big strong guy to be a fireman? I'm going to hire the big strong guy as long as he isn't a total asshole that kills people or something like that. I mean, if the guy look like he can carry somebody out of a building, yeah, shit, sure. If he makes it through the training, sure. We'll even give her a chance to make it through the training. If she can make it through the training, there's nothing we can say, but I guarantee you, she's gonna be the grunt work outside. Ray Hummer, the Hummer Force. What's good, my brother? Peace, peace to you, man. Peace and blessings. If you heard Biden speaking in the 90s compared to now, he was, yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And Biden was more racist. I was like, yeah. He was straight to the point on that racism. I don't want them in a concrete jungle. I don't want my kids in a shoot. What happened to Hunter? Hunter went somewhere. Shit. What is Weez gonna do? What are Weez gonna do, man? What we gonna do with our DEI hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power? What are we gonna do without DEI? What are we as black men who are already working, by the way? I don't know, unless hybrid, like you're some privileged kid that, got a trust fund that, you can take out I don't know, man. Shit. I mean, but for the most, I just assume you had a job. But I don't think we got our jobs through DEI. Yeah, that's a black man. I've never ever. That's why I don't like that straight black man, like all the white people, black people bullshit that Simp put out. Because ain't nobody gonna say, hey, you know what? That person's black, but at least he's a man. Let's hire him. No, I ain't saying that. Salute and blessings to Forever Blessed, who is blessed forever. I commend you, my brother. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for coming through. And any and everyone, and including the replay gang who made it this far in this show, please hit that like button. We need you. And I know it's not going to be a DEI like. Include me. Like, shit. Somehow Biden racist remarks get swept under the rug because he's a Democrat. You ain't heard? They get immunity. No matter what kind of fucked up shit they support, what kind of fucked up shit they own. If they Democrat, that's all that matters. They get that vote for nothing. They didn't earn it. Let me stop. Okay, I earned my shit. Proud of the work I put in to get here. Yeah, absolutely. Salute to that man right there. A hard worker that earned it already. Yeah, we're gonna do EIA. Earned it already. Don't need you. We don't need your pity party. Don't listen to people like Roland Martin, or Jim Clyburn, or even Jasmine Crockett for that matter. What is Weez gonna do? If to send a woman to rescue me from a fire, they might as well cut me a check because I'm going to end up rescuing her. You know the way out? Okay. Man. All right. So, yeah. So, I hope everyone having a good week, man. Good month. I would even say. All right. No dislikes. Okay. So I must be saying some, or I don't know. I haven't quite crossed the line just yet. Shoot. Man, say earned it already. Yeah, man. But listen up. Like, okay, I'll make a deal with like commenters like that is watching the replay. If you can perhaps tell me
how DEI benefited you personally. I mean, we can always Google an article that presents a point of view and try to rephrase it and use it as a copy and paste comment because that's what a lot of y'all do. But hey, I'm very authentic. I guarantee I'm very authentic. I do answer comments. Like I do reply to comments sometimes. I might gotta make more of a practice of doing it. But seriously, tell me how DEI saved you. Tell me how DEI saved you. Serial disliker probably lurking somewhere. Serial disliker probably got tired or some shit. This motherfucker ain't going on every night. I just don't know. Well, they'll be here later. "2025 has been somewhat crazy, but it's still early." Man, look, bruh. Okay, it's Friday. Well, it's almost Friday. I need to go to bed soon because I need to wake up early, and get back on what many like to call the grind. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, but Friday tomorrow is the last day of January. The proper pronunciation is January. People be saying January like there's a W before the A. Y'all need to cut that fucking shit out. It's January. February. February is about to be here. Y'all be saying February. No, that's not how you say that. It's February. I never follow that. Proact, Hotep Karens. They are the enemy. SYFBM versus woke leftist community war. The S by SBM, bro. Save yourselves and be free. Get out, woke community. Yeah. Yes, sir. The grit don't quit. Shoot. Community. You talk about community? Oh no, I think that's a typo because at he said community, right after leftist, but like the last word is spelled community. Yeah. They talking about like people crying about like Trump. They talking about some don't acknowledge Black History Month. I was like, okay, so y'all really scared of it not being called Black History Month anymore? I mean, what ways are they teaching Black History Month? I mean, well, I'm sorry. In what ways are we teaching the young people Black history? If you're a parent, how are you teaching your child Black history? Let me tell you something. With my teachings as a child, I remember my dad had a comic book set, like had a Black History comic book set. And a lot of those comic books didn't pull any punches. Like if it was a comic book around slave times, yeah, them slaves got beat in the comic book too. So yeah, that was my introduction, like to some like real Black history. When I was a kid. Black folks ain't really doing much on behalf of Black History Month. Play only corporate sponsors and a few pockets of educators. Yeah, like a couple of Sprite commercials. We salute Black History Month. Today we recognize Fonnie Willis. Oh shit! Like, what baffles me is how so many of our people are not offended about DEI. Oh, do you mean offended about DEI? Because not offended would kind of because they are offended. Like it's like saying we are not competent, not good enough, so we need help. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So many. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I tried to carry it the other way. Yeah. So many of our people they think it's actually helping us. It's not. It's not helping us. It's helping us at 4%. And then you gotta understand, like when they say black people in that context, that don't necessarily mean American black. Shit. See, it could be talking about tethers, as they say. And tethers has a negative connotation, but hey, at some levels they deserve that label. Yeah, but yeah, the DEI, yeah, they would have the reverse of that argument because I heard Mark Lamont Hill. They like he made the argument that you shouldn't call something DEI just because it's black, because what you're saying in turn is that just like just like your argument hybrid, but with a different beginning. Uh, you know, at the beginning of his statement, Mark Lamont Hill saying you should be offended. I mean, well, calling people DEI because it's kind of a racist dog whistle, and you're saying that people who don't deserve the job or are unqualified, but you're making the argument in a way that makes sense. Like you should be offended by saying that you need DEI. All right. With African music in the background and the deep voice. Yeah. Because they think that's what black people want. Like, man, I remember they used to do them McDonald's commercial jingles. Like, just not necessarily Black History Month, but then they just have it so black. Like, I remember they had some black guy singing in one of them. Man, I was like, as a kid, I was laughing at that shit. Don't forget the McDonald's commercials. Yeah, McDonald's salute Black History Month. They were having Crispus Attucks on the damn bag, and George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver, yeah, great man, but he suffered. Boy, did he suffer. Like when they freed the slaves, what they did to him before he was let go. I mean, yeah, it's harrowing. It's awful. It's disgusting and violent. But aside from that, yeah, they be having them like they be having they image printed on a McDonald's bag and French fry cartons and shit like that. And then they had the little do 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 do. They had the little black kids looking at the damn bag and shit. Oh, who is this guy? George Washington Carver. Yeah, right. I might went a little bit too long with that. Thanks for being patient with me. Imagine Ronald McDonald getting on one knee with black fist raised up. I die. I kick the fuck out of that man, dude. I'm serious. If I ever saw Ronald McDonald on one knee with a fist in the air, I might drop kick that motherfucker. I'm too old to be drop kicking people, but I would do it just that one time because it would be so worth it. Kente Claw bosses with me for McDonald's fries. That's how that's how the Democratic Party solidified the vote. Y'all hero Nancy Pelosi, and Democratic politician Kente Claus and Koofy hats. Oh God. I'm not gonna lie. Then when the cameras were off, the guy said, "All right, I said it. Give me my money now." Shoot, man. Kind of reminds you of when Stacey Dash was gritting her teeth when Chris Rock hosted like what was it, the Academy Awards, and made that joke about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, not the slap joke, but the joke that would eventually lead to another joke that led to the slap. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Seeing these feminists panic is pure art. Man, bruh. That's probably why they want TikTok gone the most, because all them young folks started crying because Trump won. That's it. That's been nonstop hilarious. Like that's nonstop. Like it's comedy gold. I'll put it to you like that. Nancy told George Floyd, "Thank you for your service." What? What fucking sir? Like, look, no man should have to die from asphyxiation from some racist motherfucker putting his knee and his body weight on the back of the man's neck. Yeah, that wasn't some other dumbass position that ABL and Officer Tatum took. So, well, he died from the drugs. Man, stop. So you're not just gonna say something about a man putting his full body weight and his knee. Like the ball of somebody's knee is hard as fuck. If you are able to do a proper knee strike in someone's face and head, you might be able to kill them. But to put your full body weight on the back of someone's neck. But aside from all that, what fucking service? George Floyd won the election for because Koofy hats and kente claws and Wakanda Forever by your homegirl Kamala and Joe Biden saying you ain't black, and Trump's racist, like everybody was saying Trump's racist. He is racist. He told us to inject ourselves with bleach. Yeah. And he's responsible for the deaths of millions due to COVID. After he gave you a solution, hydroxychloroquine works. Ivermectin works. take it and call me in the morning. No, Trump, you're stupid. Well, inject yourselves with bleach, then. Here comes black people. Just like with DEI crying about something. Trump told us to inject ourselves with bleach. Who's ever dumb enough to listen to that and not get the sarcasm in that? Like, look, just send me a picture of the needle that you're about to inject yourself with. So when you die, I will be like, this stupid motherfucker. Shit. Trump derangement syndrome has infected them. King Gang Kai Gang, Kai Gang AMVs. Black men don't even realize we never benefited from DEI anyway. It was mainly white women. Yes, you are the. Oh, you used to be King Kai AMVs. That's what I said. That's why I said that. Yeah, I think many black men already realized that. You know, they realized that it didn't benefit us. It never did. It never did. Hiring practices will always be against black men, even when it's our own people in the position to hire. But want to cry because oh my God, what are we gonna do? Next is gonna be the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Like because if you let me put you like this, if you are a person that is uninformed, you would have believed that Trump wrote back the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. I believe it was 1965. You would actually believe that because that's what I was hearing. Trump trying to roll back our civil rights. He trying to take away our civil rights. I was like, okay. I guess a nice white family is gonna show up to my door tomorrow talking about some, hey, we was looking at you for a second, and since DEI is over, and see if civil rights is no more, we just want you to come along, put these chains on. Come along, fella. Like, stop. Stop with the fear mongering. Stop with the crying. When you ask them what they hate about Trump, they bring up some emotional stuff that is personal to them. There was I should have remembered to put that screenshot. There was yet another post talking about the black Republicans. Like, I think the post had a picture of Ben Carson, um, Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, and a couple other black guys. I was asking that, like, somebody said that, someone said that these guys are Uncle Toms. So I clarified it for him. I was like, no, Uncle Tom's trying to help the black folks. What you're referring to is Sambos. And then some guy chimed in, Sambo at his finest. And I asked the guy, what makes these men Sambos? You know how he answered the question? Well, trying to tell me what a Sambo was. He didn't tell me why those men were Sambos. So my assumption would be at that point, without, you know, really furthering the discussion, because with somebody, when you ask someone a direct question and they answer it like that, or they answer it in a way that's off-putting and not answering your question, then it's only going to descend from there once you start applying pressure. Because I'm the kind of guy that if I actually sat there and had the time to discuss with this person why he believed that people like Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, uh, why he believes that they are Sambos or Uncle Toms or whatever, like, the conversation will go south once you apply pressure. Because like I said earlier, a lot of people that is in our community that, you know, wants to have these kinds of discussions, they think it's code to agree with them. Be on code, agree with me. They don't like to be disagreed with. Therefore, once they face that disagreement, they will disrespect you. So I know if I press that guy and say, hey, you know what? Why are you not telling me that these guys are Sambos? Because it'll turn into, oh, you must be for Trump. It'll turn into that. And, you know, one thing I notice when our people are uncomfortable in conversations, they say shit that ain't got a fucking thing to do with the conversation itself. It's so wonderfully sad. But anyway, I've had enough of talking about DEI and how fucking, damn, 2 hours. Yeah, I need to go to sleep. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me look at the last of these comments, and then I'm getting out of here. However, catastrophic impact, X83rd Power says, we never benefited from government benefits, and even more so, it kept so many black women stagnant. Give them just enough to survive. Yeah, that like I said, yeah, they'll give them a little reward, a little Scooby snack for their loyalty to their cause. Keep us in office. Oh man, Willie D crashed out when Trump won. He's a Democratic shield. Yeah, I think Willie D more so wants to go along with the group. Willie D is a group thinker. You know, he thinks in like whatever his political position is going to be for Democrat, because he figures that the black people's best shot in the political realm is to vote Democrat, and that is not the case. And anybody's observable eye could figure that out. People like Willie D don't. And then this utter disdain and hatred for the president. I mean, you know, if you are a person that just sits there and listens to mainstream media, yes, you're gonna believe that this man is like an alpha level threat. If you like guys like Joey Badass, just cooked up and edit up. Check it out. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Once you press those people on their regurgitated talking points and beliefs, they crumble so easily. Yeah, they crumble. Once the conversation becomes uncomfortable, once it becomes too much for them to handle, it goes south. It goes south. It'll start off with questioning you. Why are you questioning me like this? Or in reality, they're saying, why are you not agreeing with me? And then they're gonna come out with okay, you're one of those. You're one of those Republicans. They'll probably put some laugh emojis up like you're an idiot. Or if you're talking to this person in person, they would probably overtalk you or cut you off or interrupt you every chance they get. It's a ridiculous thing. I would really believe like a bunch of people that say that they're fighting for black people would react to black people who disagree slightly a little bit better. But as far as I'm concerned, they can throw DEI in a hole and throw away the hole. Don't give a fuck. Shoot. But the other side to this is if the power structure is willing to give a fair shot to those who are qualified for the jobs and not to disavow, whatever discriminatory practices may exist. Because like I still like really don't trust them white boys for real. Like, especially the ones that try to say, forget about racism and all this other shit. But let me tell you something. A lot of whining is what forced the hand of these people. Being called racist whenever you disagree with a black person. How, like, I kind of say, okay, would you rather go with the right, and I know I asked a similar question earlier. Would you rather go with the white person that's right or the black person that's wrong? And for me, I would subtly reason with the black person. But, but I'll acknowledge anybody that's right. Doesn't mean you have to be on their side, but still, common sense is common sense. So, all right. Well, for those of us who voted for Donald Trump, I believe this man is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. I mean, but that's it's just the beginning. I don't think he's going to fulfill all his promises. He probably might have sprinkled a couple lies in there too, as well. But what politician doesn't lie? A millionaire that was a reality television show star, which was a successful reality television show. Twice the president. And you know why? For those of you with this TDS and you crying about DEI, you're to blame. People got tired of you. People got tired of that. People got tired of everybody like championing other groups of people and then bitching about shit like this. It did not benefit us. It did not benefit us. All of y'all that still believe that it benefited, like, go ahead and get on the chalkboard and write repeatedly 500 times DEI did not benefit blacks. Because we got to try something. All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to bed for real this time. For those of you who just came in, you can always catch the replay. Every one of you are so good to me. Thank you for kicking it with me one more time. You guys haven't gone anywhere. You guys haven't forgotten about me. And I'm gonna bring some content to you guys because I already scheduled my next two shows. I'm gonna probably elaborate a little bit more on this situation where Reginald Vell Johnson responded to Dave Chappelle joking about him on Saturday Night Live. And my point of that show is the emasculation of the black man in Hollywood. But more on that the next show. And the show after that, I'm gonna talk about how we always just believe lies against brothers like Chingy. So we're gonna wait on that one as well. But thank you, DEI. Needs to DIE and stay dead. Period. And with that being said, I'm out. Long live the habitual line steppers. Till the next time. And y'all enjoy your weekends. For you Monday through Friday workers, you're saying tomorrow TGIF. Fridays and Saturday and Sunday is just another day to me. But hey, you know what? Any day above ground, it is awesome. So peace out.